with question 19. Let's enjoy ourselves, okay? Here is an equation. Remember, we know this is from trig. Trig is from unit 3, right? Now we have trig. We know that trig is in 4 sections. You have section 1, you have section 2, you have section 3. We can actually say it is in 5 sections. You have section 4, which is 1V, then you have section 5. So now we're saying in the first section in trig, we talk about bearing and we see how to measure bearing and to calculate it. In the second section, we deal with right-angled triangles, okay? And in right-angled triangles, we talk about Pythagoras theorem and SOHCAHTOA, right? Pythagoras theorem and SOHCAHTOA. In here, we do non-right-angled triangles. And in non-right-angled triangles, we deal with the things which are in the formulas provided. We talked about it. I showed you that it will be the sine rule and the cosine rule. And then they can also ask you to get area. If it was a right angle triangle, area is easy. It's base times height. Okay, it's base times height over 2. Okay, which is half base times height. For a non-right angle triangle, it's half AB sine C, which I showed you. And you can see we used it in the last question 23, I guess, in this paper. So here we are now saying the other one is for non-right angle triangle, where you talk about the sine rule, where you talk about the cosine rule, where you talk about area being half AB, area being equal to half AB sine C. You need to be able to use all these things, which I'm showing you right now. Here we said it is Pythagoras theorem and SOHCAHTOA. These two. Then now from here we are going to go to trig graphs, which you have to know the graph of sine, the graph of cos, and the graph of tan. Then from there you finally deal with trig equations, which is the question we have right now. This will mark the end of your trigonometry. So these sections, please don't go looking for them and questioning your teacher to say, what about the other section? This is us. We have developed this at Clarify. And this helps you see the whole of trig. I have summarized it for you by showing you the sections. I've partitioned it for you. So this is the trig stuff. But don't go confronting teachers, whatever. It's our way of making it easy for ourselves. So right now we are focusing on trig equations. So let's make sure we are good at it. Okay, so let's do trig equations. Let's see. How do you solve a trig equation? You must know that when you solve a trig equation, you are going to get an answer. Solving it is easy. You are going to get an answer, but then you must check where in that solution, where in other solution lies, lie. Because the answer you get may not even be a solution. The answer you get, we call it, the first answer you get, the first answer is called the principal value. But from that principal value, it may not be a solution. We are going to see if it's a solution. If it is, we're going to look for other solutions. And for this, we'll be using what we call the cast diagram, which is we say CAST. This is the cast diagram. So what the cast diagram tells you is it helps you find other solutions. The cast diagram helps you find other solutions. So here is going to be 0 degrees. This is going to be 90 degrees. This is going to be 180 degrees. This is going to be 270 degrees. And we will be back to 360 degrees. So this tells you which of the, remember we have cosine, we have sine, we have cosine, and we have tan. Okay, these three. So it tells us which one is positive in the quadrant. So if you see A means all are positive. So in quadrant number 1, that means between 0 and 90, all of them will be positive. You're going to see where this works. Okay, so if this is where between 0 and 90 all are positive, then we're going to see here that between 90 and 180 only sine is positive. The other ones, cos is negative, tan is negative. Then you're going to see that so this is called quadrant number 1. All are positive, quadrant number 2, quadrant number 3, and quadrant number 4. But when you write cast, you don't start from quadrant number 1. For cast, you start from quadrant 4. C, then A, then S, then T. Right. Now, what are we going to say? In quadrant number 4, it will be between what? It will be between 270 and 360. Only cos is positive. Between 180 and 270, only tan. The other ones are negative. Come on. So now I want you to, we are coming back here. It is helping you So let's say that in the trig equation, you have seen that you have tan, and the tan is positive. So where are your answers supposed to be? Let's say in the trig equation you have seen tan, you have met tan while solving your trig equation, and it has shown you that in this equation tan is positive. So where are the answers supposed to be? The first one is supposed to be in quadrant 1, okay, which means we need to have a solution between 0 and 90, because we have seen that tan is positive. Now where is the other solution supposed to be? It's supposed to be between 180 and 270. So we'll take our principal value and we will add it to 180 to go into here. Okay, we always work with 180 and 0 and 360 when we want to find the other solutions. If you want to find, let's say you have seen that sine is positive, and now you want to find all the solutions. You have found the first solution to be in quadrant 1. That means you have an answer between 0 and 90. Now where is the answer supposed to be? It's supposed to be in quadrant number 2, between 90 and 180. So how do you now get it between 90 and 180? You'd say 180 minus your answer. It will bring you back here. So now let's solve this one which we have here. Sometimes you'd find sine being negative. If sine is negative, where should your answers be? They should be in quadrant number 3 and quadrant number 4. This is where sine is positive, not in A, in quadrant 1, because all is all positive. All of them are positive, so you don't have it. Now let's deal with this one now. Let's see what our solution is going to be. So here I'm going to have, so now let's go ahead, let's work now. So what am I going to do? Let's solve this equation and let's see. We can see we have cos. So we are going to check if cos is going to be positive or negative. This is going to be seen at some stage of the working. Then now we are going to find a solution. Then we are going to use it to find other solutions. Now we will be knowing where our solutions should be by looking at the sign of the cos that we had. So now what do we have? Let's solve first. So the first stage is solving, which even a standard one, even a grade 1, a child should be able to do. I count on you for this. Don't lose marks here. Don't be fooled by this 0 to 360. Yes, it's from 0 to 360. That's the cast diagram I showed you. So let's now see we have 2. Let me go ahead and solve. We have 2 plus 5 cos x is equal to 0. Remember, this is a trig equation. So the moment you are in an exam, I want to do it with you one more time. You get in an exam and you see that this is a trig equation. You say to me, clarify. What makes you say this is a trig equation? What is it that you are seeing? Why did you run to the cast diagram? What did you see? I saw that it had a trig thing, which is cos, and it had an equal sign. This makes it a trig equation, and you can only solve it by using the cast diagram. So with your pencil somewhere, you're going to put cast, okay? And you're going to say 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360. Do not make a mistake on this one. Now let's solve. So I'm going to solve for x. I'll start with 2, obviously. Take 2 to the other side because he is far away from the cos x. So it's going to be 5 cos x is equal to, the 2 was adding, it will come this side to subtract, so it'll be minus 2. Then we are trying to make x the subject, so we now have cos x is now equal to minus of 2 over 5, because the 5 is coming to divide. It was multiplying on the left. When it goes to the right, it will divide. Now we are not yet done, but from here we are already saying that cos is negative. Cos is negative. Which quadrants is cos negative? It's obviously not here, because here is C, which means cos is positive. We want, and here it is A, which means all are positive. We don't want them. We want here, because only sine is positive in quadrant number 2, because remember it's quadrant 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. And then the other one is in quadrant number 3. That is where the other cos is negative in. So we want an answer between 90 and 180, and another one between 180 and 270. So now let's now continue and solve first. Let's now continue. So here we had cos x being equal to a negative of 2 over 5. Then we have x is equal to cos inverse of negative of 2 over 5. Now we are going to punch that. We are going to say second function cos, that's cos inverse of negative of, let's put our fraction, 2 over 5. close fraction. This is going to be equal to x is going to be equal to 113.578. Now I ask you, is it greater than 90? Yes. 113 is greater than 90. Is it greater than 180? No. So, okay, we have the first solution. It's in here. Now we want another answer which is bigger than 180. Are we together? How are we going to do that? We can say, what are we going to do? We are going to say 360 minus that. It should give us a solution. You understand? Look, this value is so big. We want an answer that will pass by and get into this other one. You can't say 0 plus that because that's exactly what we have done. So for the other one, you're going to say x2 is equal to 360 minus, okay? Here, what am I putting now? The second solution. 360 minus 113.578, which is going to be equal to 360 minus 113.578. You're going to get it as 246.422 if you're now coming from the left. So what do I have? I have the two solutions. Okay, for 200 you'll be coming like this. This is now 200 going into this. So obviously it's greater than 180, which we want, but it is less than 270. Okay, so now what is it now? What do? You have your two solutions for x. What is it? 113 point. Okay, you can put it, remember, to 3SF, so this would be 114, and then for this other one it is 246. This is what happens, and this is how they solve their thing. And look here, you would be done. So we found a value, but we used it to find other values using those rules. You understand? And this is what happens, and you'll be having your solution, and you would be done. You would be done, and we can go to the next one. Goodbye for now.